Hello, this is a short video today. I just want to present a little pattern I've noticed within the Aura-Soma equilibrium sequence. I think the equilibrium sequence is an amazing teacher. I think that so much of what I've learned has been from the way that the colors appear, the color combinations appear within the unfolding sequence of number. And I see it as an evolution of consciousness, that I think the equilibrium bottles are teaching an evolution of consciousness. In short. And I'm interested in number. A lot of what I've learned about number has been through considering the equilibrium colors in relation to the numbers. And this little pattern is based around the number 21. But number 21 wasn't the number that triggered me noticing the pattern. The number that I noticed first was 63. This is bottle 63. I've got the number written down for you as well. There you go, 63. 63 is appearing. The reason this was triggered was because Aura-Soma have been offering meditations every Thursday, and that's Mike Booth, and he's been working a lot with the green, the emerald green in particular, and then the Djwal Khul, and I believe yesterday was Hilarion, the pale green. So we have Djwal Khul, Hilarion. This bottle is one of the master sequence bottles in equilibrium, but it's the only one where you have two masters within it. You have the two masters of the green ray, Hilarion and Djwal Khul, which obviously Mike thinks is significant at this time. When I was thinking about this though, my mind wandered to another combination, not one of the master sequence, but nevertheless a bottle which I think also combines two master energies. And that bottle, let me find it here, is bottle 84. Bottle 84, which is a pink red. Not quite such a strong pink as I would like there, but that's a pink over red bottle. And you could say that within the 84 bottle, you have the two masters of the red ray, which would be, within the pink, you have the pale pink of Lady Nada, and within the red, you have the Christ. So the Christ and Lady Nada could be said to be on the red ray, just as Djwal Khul and Hilarion are the two masters of the green ray. And also, these two masters, these two colors, let's say, because they're a complementary pair, they have some important relationship already. And it's also true that within the circle of the masters of Aura-Soma, within the sequence of masters, of which there are 14 masters, there are only two colors that have two masters upon them, two rays that have two masters, and that's the red ray, Lady Nada and the Christ, and the green ray, Djwal Khul and Hilarion. So that's interesting to me. So I thought, so when Mike was talking about 63 Djwal Khul Hilarion, I found myself thinking about also bottle 84, Lady Nada and the Christ, the two masters of the green, the two masters of the red. But also, I was drawn to then consider there's a difference of 21 between them, 63, 84, some kind of rhythm in there. So I also thought about, I wonder if there's any more of a pattern. As I was saying at the beginning of the video, to me, the equilibrium sequence has so many secrets hidden within it. So I looked with a kind of open mind about that. And I thought that, well, you have bottle 42, yellow, yellow, and then you'd have bottle 21, green, pink. So 21, 42, 63, 84. That's the rhythm that we're looking at. And I thought, well, that's very neat because green, pink, bottle 21, green, pink, this is a bottle, if you look at the equilibrium bottles in the tree of life, then this is the path of the world. It's the last path in the tree of life. It's the path where spirit steps out into the material world, Malkuth. So here you have the path, and then 21. And then you have yellow, yellow. Well, yellow is the color for self-consciousness. It happens to sit in Yesod in the sphere in the tree of life as well. And Yesod is to do with where our human identity is located. So you can say with yellow, 42, that this is the I consciousness. This is the I. So what we have then is a path and an I that walks upon the path, 21, 42. And then we have 63, the two masters of the green, followed by 84, the two masters of the red. That's quite interesting to me. And these green-red, they have, it's also a balance between spirit and matter, because Djwal Khul is in Kether of the Tree of Life. That's the highest, the most high point within it, the sphere of the source, the Godhead, perhaps you could say. Emerald green is there. And then the Christ is in Malkuth, which is at the very bottom of the tree. So top to bottom, green and red, light, consciousness, and the material world. So and also it's worth saying that between the pale green and the pale pink, well, those two masters, Hilarion and Lady Nada, are across from each other at the spiritual level. And there's also a polarity there. So you've got a polarity top to bottom and a polarity left to right, male to female. And the Christ and Lady Nada are on the female and the earth side. And Djwal Khul and Hilarion are in the consciousness, the source, and the male side. So there's some kind of union there. So this, let me say another number, which is also in the sequence, and it's worth remembering. There is a bottle of 0 in Aura-Soma. Got another card to show you. The 0 is the Fool. The Fool is spirit that steps out. So spirit, 0, steps onto the path, 21. And when 0 steps on, and from that, spirit stepping onto the path, the human self, the self-identity appears as the one who's walking along the path. And then that one who's walking along the path is going to balance and meet both the light consciousness side and the material consciousness side, light and matter. That's like Aura-Soma, to be honest. Light, aura, soma, matter. There's one more bottle in the sequence. The last bottle is 105. 105 is the hue of coral. I think this bottle is one of the most, it's quite one of the bottles that leaves me with the deepest question, because I think that it's the truth of this combination, the potential of this combination for consciousness has yet to be realized. Something manifests a plane overhead just as I start to talk about it. Coral in a way is the new collective. It's in the top fraction of the latest bottle of Echo. I think coral is the consciousness, is the society we create collectively in the future. But it's a society that's not based on ego consciousness. It will be a society that's based on soul consciousness. Can you see the gold in that top fraction? Gold is to do with the soul consciousness rather than the ego consciousness. So it's a community of souls would come together to create the coral. There's one more thing I'd say about this, and it's from a number point of view as well. There's an interesting thing about bottle 105, and this was shown to me by a man called John Guy, who was around in Aura-Soma many years ago and knew a lot about tarot, a lot about numerology. And he once pointed out to me that you can get number patterns where you add numbers together. If you were to add 1 plus 2, you get 3, of course. 1 plus 2 plus 3 makes 6. 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 is 10, and 5 is 15, and 6 is 21, and so on. If you continue that process all the way through to number 14, 1 plus all the digits up to 14, you get 105. 14, I don't think I have that card to hand, unfortunately, but 14 is the clear gold bottle in Aura-Soma, and it's the path of temperance in the Tree of Life. The path of temperance connects the human identity in Yesod with the higher self-consciousness in Tifereth. So it's a bridge between our lower self and our higher self. 14 helps us to step from lower self-consciousness to higher self-consciousness. Just as we would, by doing, we would create this new community, this choral community of souls, potentially within the choral colour, if we can reach there. And the path of temperance, the tarot card that goes with that, it's a person, but who's becoming an angel. You can say it's a person, but it's an angel. And one foot's in the earth and one's on the water. It's symbolizing that it's half human in the human world, the material world, but also half in the angelic world. So this is where we bridge our human identity with our angelic identity. So we're making that move, that transition to own our angelic part. And along that way then, balancing the green and the red, this fundamental polarity within us as human beings, male, female, light and matter, is an important, if you look at the pattern of 21, then that becomes an important balancing in order to realize our angelic consciousness again. The Fool set out on the journey 0. The journey is the 21, the way of the world. The yellow is the first identity you meet. It's the yellow 42. You balance this, the green and the red through 63 and 84, the 2 masters of green, the 2 masters of red. And then you come to a new level of consciousness, which is the angelic consciousness that we each are now entering into a new kind of, creating a new kind of community, the choral community in 105. So I thought that's a very interesting pattern that I just noticed there. I'm going to do a little trail as well, because I'm teaching, I've created a new course, an online course called, I've realized it's called Gateway to Life. And when the first group of students went through it, it's an online course, I put down Angel Graduate, Archangels Smile Upon Angel Graduate. It's the course that takes us through the archangels, but in a way it's helping to confirm our angelic consciousness. And that's what the gift of that course is. I'll be talking more about that course soon. But in the meantime, it's interesting that the subject matter of that course coincides with this little realization here, the realization of remembering our angelic level of consciousness. So thank you very much. I hope you've enjoyed it. Press a like, please, if you liked it, and please subscribe if you haven't already. And if you mark the bell, you'll hear about later new videos as and when I upload them. Many thanks, best wishes, have a nice evening. Thank you.